sketchbook is probably one of my most important pieces that I have. I usually pack it around with me quite a bit, not only this one, but I have probably 3 or 4 or 5 of them that I'm working on all the time. Usually when I'm not drawing or something on my tables or working on larger pieces, whenever I maybe go out for lunch or just stop in to have a cup of coffee or something at a restaurant, I'm always drawing. It seems like now it's very important to draw and to sketch, and right now I'm doing probably some of my most I like the imagery that's happening with the black and white sketches. They're very spontaneous, and sometimes I like to think that these sketches here are probably some of my best pieces. I tend not to choke up, or they're more for my maybe personal use, or for ideas, to jot down ideas. Not only do I draw and sketch, but also a lot of my titles, I'll write the titles and stuff down, and so that I'll always have something to come back and jog my memory. I've filled up a lot of these notebooks, and eventually I think I would like to maybe start reproducing some of the drawings, because again, the black and white lends a really nice stark image, whereas with color it becomes, I think, something different. And so I like to work with the black and white, creating, you know, positive and negative shapes, and working small then also enables me to do quite a few of them. I can sit down, maybe when I'm really on a roll, I'll sit down and maybe do 3 or 4 or 5 in a row, you know, just really, really nice, real simple and fast. And by the time I usually get to some of the larger pieces, I don't actually use these as models. Like if I do a sketch, I don't tear it out and then pin it up on my wall and copy a larger piece right off of it. They're always really spontaneous, and a lot of times I won't repeat them just exactly as I've got them drawn in the sketchbook. So they're only for ideas, because they can be, in fact, they can be, what I was telling yesterday, this is one I did last night. You might like this one.
Yeah.
It's called the Kaduk Air Force. And I did a series, about a year or so ago on woodpeckers. And I don't know, I've been listening to the news a lot, you know, talking about the defense budgets and all that kind of stuff, and it seems like every country has an air force, and we're always buying arms and stuff, and you know, we're in this kind of crazy competition kind of thing, and the Kaduks, my people, you know, so hopefully maybe I'll do a spin-off on that. But again, and the notebook is just that. It's a sketchbook. I use a lot of some titles, you know, jotting down. In fact, I might even just read you a few of them. I heard from a friend. We spoke of good times to come. One that I just finished the other day, we showed a picture of it. We filmed it already. It's called He Keeps the Home Fire Burning.
I like that one. You want to talk a little bit more about that? Because that one hit a chord to me, you know, that I've been through some personal tragedy just recently, and...
Well, that's the kind of titles that really I think work best for my work. They're kind of specific, but then again they're general enough that they can reach a lot of different kinds of people. Just the idea of he keeps the home fire burning could mean in a relationship, you know, between two people. Say one person leaves, or for some reason the relationship no longer exists, but one person is not willing to maybe, you know, just let it go like that. And so that saying comes up that that person keeps the home fires burning, you know, hoping that that person's going to return, or you can start back up the relationship or something like that. So in that sense, you can relate to it on those terms. And then the other idea was that, again, this summer for me, again, we're talking personal experiences, it has been my place over the last few years more and more to accept my position as a ceremonial leader and dance maker, those kinds of things, you know, amongst my people, the religious ceremonies and things. And this last summer, when we got ready to have our brush dance, which is the healing ceremony, and it's a 4-day ceremony, and when we come there, we dance in one of the old Indian houses. So again, we have a house. Maybe I have a sketch here. Well, I don't have a sketch in this book here, but yeah. But anyway, the idea is that we're in this house, and when we start the ceremony in the fireplace in the center of the house, we build the fire. There's a fireplace there, and once we start it, then it's kept burning the entire 4 days that we're there for that brush dance. And a long time ago, the houses were living houses. We actually lived in them, you know, year round. And if there was going to be a dance there, they would just take down all the sideboards and, you know, part of the roof and those kind of things, and then we would dance in the house. Nowadays, you know, we don't live in those kind of houses anymore, but we still have our ceremonies. So we come back to our ceremonial grounds there at Kadiming, and there's that house there. And so as the fire's built, it's left there to burn, and so it was my job then, as I guess I was putting the dance on as my position or my job or responsibility, that type of thing. And so I kept the fire burning all during those 4 days, meaning during the night and during the day, and you know, and so I'm working, you know, cleaning up the grounds and making sure all the things are happening, and at the same time keeping that fire going. And so it becomes a real personal kind of thing. You're with it during the day, and then sometimes at night. I think that was one of my best experiences, was being with it that in the nighttime, and being able to, I know you've all been around fires, you know, where you think your own personal thoughts as you're looking into it, and you know, fires are real magical kind of things. And so this last summer while I was there, it finally hit home to me, you know, of my responsibilities and stuff to that house. The house has become a symbol for our, you know, our people. It's a ceremonial house, so again, it's very sacred. And so as we go through that 4-day period, I was able to reflect on a lot of my past and where I'm headed, and you know, what I'm going to be doing, and the responsibilities that are being placed on me. And so that has become my job. I mean, I finally realized, wow, this is my job, this is my thing, you know. And so then that picture, then he keeps the home fire burning, could relate directly to me as being that person that keeps, you know, that kept the fire going. See, so the titles then have that kind of personal kinds of things, but that you can relate to them too. It's not only just my personal experiences, but it's also yours.